Hi class. In this video here, I want to do a quick introduction to section 5.2. And this is called The Band That Wouldn't Stop Playing. And this section is about experimenting with what's called the Mobius band, and then it introduces something called the Klein bottle. And what I just want to do in this section here is provide just a quick introduction to both of those things. The textbook asks you to follow along with the reading by completing an example with it. And I'm going to have a video that shows what's going on. But I really, really encourage you to try to follow along with the textbook and follow the directions in it. Okay, so what's going on in this section? So a sphere, the surface of a donut, the surface of a two-hole donut are all different surfaces. It's impossible to distort any one of them to look like the other, like we were talking about in the previous section, equivalency by distortion. Okay. However, each of these surfaces does have two sides, an inside and an outside. In the sense of that, if we were bugs crawling on the outside surface and we walked along the surface and returned to our starting point without crossing an edge, we would still be on the outside of the surface. Okay, that makes sense, like you can see here. Do. However, does every surface have two sides in that sense? Maybe any surface automatically has two sides, but maybe not. To help us think about the two sides of sidedness, we will build a physical model and then explore it through various experiments. And this is what I'm talking about when I say follow the directions of the textbook. It's actually pretty cool. All right. In particular, we'll see what happens when we cut it up in various ways, and we may encounter some surprising results. And believe me, if you follow along the directions in the textbook, you will have some very surprising results. That feeling of surprise, however, means that there is more to understand. So we'll keep experimenting and looking at results in different ways until they change from mysterious to simply neat. Even after we understand it completely, this first thing we'll talk about, the Mobius band, remains very, very intriguing. Okay, so this is the Mobius band that we'll look at. All right. The Mobius band has been a crowd pleaser for decades. After we have held the Mobius band and explored the edgeless edge, we experience an eerie sense of oneness. One edge, one side, one. Okay. All right. So what you're going to need to do, looking at pictures in the textbook, believe me, is not good enough. All right. You need to make a Mobius band, and you'll need to make it now. All right. And follow along. So to make a Mobius band, get a sheet of paper about 11 inches long and about 1 inch wide. First, bring the two edges of the strip together to make a loop. Okay. Now give one end of the Mobius strip a half twist and again bring the band ends together. So after you've done the twist, tape them together. Okay. You now have a band with a half twist in it. And this is what's called a Mobius band. So look at this. Yeah, you tape the two ends together with a twist. All right. So what makes the band you hold a Mobius? It's that twist, of course. Okay. That half twist creates some really unexpected wonders. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to follow the experiments. One of them is you're going to take a marker and you're going to trace around, and something really, really cool is going to happen. And then you're going to cut it in half and you're going to see something really, really cool. I also have this video linked in the classroom. Okay. And it's going to show you what happens with the experiments as well. So if you don't get a chance to follow along, watch this video. It's amazing what happens. We'll then talk about in the chapter. You'll also read about what's called a Klein bottle. So it's a bottle that has just one surface. So it looks like it has an inside, but it really only has one surface. And what it'll be is it's a one surface bottle that cannot be filled. It's really, really interesting. And what I mean by one surface, and you'll see this too, and it'll talk about it in the lecture, is like, how can you have a bottle that can't get filled? So imagine you're this ant, okay, and you're walking along this thing called the Klein bottle, and you'll read more about it. So you'll notice it's going to go in, and then imagine the ant is also water. It's flowing, coming back up. But wait a second, it went in there, and now it's going back out the same way it came in. Like, what the heck is going on here? This is that Klein bottle here. All right, class, I know this was just a quick introduction, but you're going to learn as you read through here, you're going to experiment with this Mobius band, and you're going to learn about this Klein bottle. And if you have any questions, please let me know.